Folks, we are starting part 4 of our Azure Data Fundamentals series with a series of statements where you need to tell whether they are right or wrong. Now, the first statement is Azure Data Lake Storage can be used as a staging area before the data is converted into a format suitable for performing analytics. Now, ADLS is specifically designed to store raw, unstructured, semi-structured, or structured data at a scale. It is commonly used as a landing or staging zone in modern data architectures. ADLS supports raw data ingestion from multiple sources, and data can then be transformed and processed using services like Synapse Analytics, Data Factory, or Databricks. Let's move on to second statement. Azure Data Factory is an analytics engine that uses a massively parallel processing MPP architecture. Azure Data Factory is a data integration and ETL service used to ingest, move, and transform data between sources, making this an incorrect statement. Now, the third statement is Azure HD Insight enables you to build tabular models from multiple data sources to support online analytical processing OLAP queries. Azure HD Insight is a managed big data analytics service for running on-premise frameworks like Hadoop, Spark, Hive, Kafka. It is designed for batch processing, streaming, and big data analytics, not for building tabular OLAP models. All right. In question number 47, you need a service to store event log data that is semi-structured and is received in near real time as logs occur. Your options are Azure Table Storage, Azure Queue Storage, Azure Files. And friends, Azure Table Storage is the correct choice here. It is designed for NoSQL key value storage and handles semi-structured data. Azure Queue Storage is used for message passing and decoupling components, and Azure File provides file shares in cloud. Next question. In Azure Table Storage, each row in a table must be uniquely identified by which two components? Your options are a partition key, a range, a row key, a timestamp. Now, folks, each row is uniquely identified by the partition key and the row key. Partition key groups related rows together for scalability and performance, and row key uniquely identifies a row within a partition. Now, in question number 49, we are asked to identify the features which can be used to automatically delete blobs from Azure Blob Storage. Your options are archive storage, the change feed, soft delete, a lifecycle management policy. Now, folks, a lifecycle management policy lets you define rules to automatically delete blobs or move them to cooler tiers like cool or archive based on conditions like last modified date or creation time. Archive storage is a storage tier for long-term low access data. Change feed tracks changes, and soft delete protects blobs from accidental deletion by allowing recovery, not auto deletion. Now, question number 50 is a fill in the blanks question, and we need to determine the clause in DML, which is data manipulation language statement, which is used to specify criteria that rows must match. Options are alter, join, where, and set. Now, folks, alter is used in DDL to change database objects, not filter rows. Join combines rows from multiple tables, not a filtering clause by itself. The where clause filters rows in DML statements like select, update, and delete by defining conditions that must be met. Where determines which row are affected by the operation. Set is used in update to define new values. So friends, I hope you now understand what is the use case of all the 4 clauses that have been talked about in this question. But if you still have any doubts, then please post them in the comment section. All right, in question number 51, we are looking to find out the primary characteristics of a relational database, and the options are a flexible data structure, Data is queried and manipulated by using a variant of the SQL language, a lack of dependencies between tables, a large amount of duplicate data. Now, folks, a relational database is based on the relational model where data is stored in tables with rows and columns, and relationships are defined using keys. Data is then queried and manipulated using SQL, which is a structured query language, or a SQL based variant such as T-SQL, PL-SQL, etc. Option A talks about flexible data structure, which is more typical for NoSQL databases. Option C mentions lack of dependencies between tables. However, relational databases do have dependencies via foreign keys and relationships. And option D refers to large amount of duplicate data, whereas relational design aims to reduce duplication through normalization. Now friends, in question number 52, we are going to look at a series of statements focused on different type of SQL offerings in Azure. Now the first statement is, each Azure SQL managed instance supports multiple databases that can be accessed by using cross-database queries. Now folks, Azure SQL Managed Instance supports multiple user databases and it allows native cross-database queries within the same managed instance, making this a correct statement. Now the second statement is, elastic pools are used to share resources across multiple instances of SQL Server on Azure virtual machines. Elastic pools are a feature of Azure SQL Database, not SQL Server running on Azure virtual machines. SQL Server running on Azure virtual machines is an example of infrastructure as a service offering. Now the third statement is, Azure SQL Database is fully compatible with both on-premise physical instances and virtualized instances of Microsoft SQL Server. Folks, Azure SQL Database is not 100% feature compatible with SQL Server running on-premise or on virtual machines. While it supports most T-SQL and many SQL Server features, some instance level features are not available, such as SQL Server agent, cross-database queries, and certain system stored procedures and configurations. Friends, the statement of question number 53 is, in a fully normalized database, how is data read and written for a single entity? And your options are, data is written from multiple tables and written to multiple tables. Data is read from a single table and written to a single table. Data is read from a single table and written to multiple tables. Data is read from multiple tables and written to a single table. Now, folks, in a fully normalized relational database, data about a single real world entity is split across multiple related tables to eliminate duplication and enforce data integrity. When you read that entity, you typically join multiple tables. When you write or update that entity, you often insert or update multiple tables. Let's understand why other options are not correct. Option B uses single tables read write, which is more typical of denormalized or NoSQL designs. Now, option C uses single table read, multiple writes, and this is not how normalized schemas are designed. Option D refers to multiple reads and single write. Again, this is not typical for normalized relational models. Okay, in question number 54, we are matching data processing concepts to their correct scenarios. Now, the concepts being talked about in the question are data ingestion, extract, load, and transform processing, extract, transform, and load processing. Now, the first scenario is data is retrieved and processed before being saved to a target system. Folks, here we are transforming the data before loading into the target system, which means ETL. Second scenario is data is saved to our target system and then processed. Now here data is loaded first and then transformed inside the target system like a data warehouse, which means we are talking about ELT. Now folks, the third scenario is data is extracted from a source system and then saved to a target system. This is the classic example of data ingestion, which focuses on moving data from source to target. Friends, if you still have any doubts, then please post them in the comment section and I'll try to address them as soon as possible. Even if I don't get back to you, someone else in the community will definitely get back to you. So it is very beneficial to post your comments if you have any queries or doubts. Let's move on to question number 55 of the series, which is a fill in the blanks question, and we need to determine the service that can be used as part of a lift and shift migration of an on-premise application to cloud with minimal changes. Your options are an Azure SQL database elastic pool, an instance of SQL Server on Azure virtual machines, a single database in Azure SQL database. Now, folks, SQL Server on Azure virtual machines is infrastructure as a server offering and is essentially the same SQL Server you run on-premise, just hosted in Azure. Azure SQL Database with single database is a platform as a service offering and not fully feature compatible with on-premise SQL Server, which means it may require code and feature changes. Azure SQL Database Elastic Pool is also PaaS offering designed for managing multiple databases, not lift and shift migrations. Friends, if you're liking the content, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe the channel. We will move on to next question of the series. What is required to provision Azure Data Lake storage in an Azure storage account? Your options are versioning must be disabled, hierarchical namespace must be disabled, versioning must be enabled, hierarchical namespace must be enabled. Now, folks, Azure Data Lake Storage Zen 2 is built on top of Azure Blob Storage, and its key requirement is enabling the hierarchical namespace. Hierarchical namespace provides a file system like directory structure, enabling efficient directory and file level operations. Now, friends, blob versioning is optional and not required for ADLS Zen 2. Now, folks, question 57 requires us to identify the format used in the data presented on your screen. Your options are YAML, CSV, JSON, and HTML. This format is comma separated values because fields are represented by commas. Each line represents a record and the first line contains column headers. YAML uses indentations and key value pairs, not comma separated rows. JSON uses objects or arrays with curly braces or square braces. HTML uses tags like table, tr, td. Friends, in question number 58, you plan to deploy an app. The app requires a non-relational data service that will provide latency guarantees of less than 10 milliseconds for reads and writes. What should you include in the solution? Your options are Azure Blob Storage, Azure Files, Azure Table Storage, Azure Cosmos DB. Now, friends, Azure Blob Storage is object storage, not a low latency NoSQL database. So let's rule it out. Azure Files provide file shares, so another incorrect choice as we are looking for a database service. Azure Table Storage doesn't provide SLA-backed single-digit millisecond latency guarantees like Cosmos DB, so we choose option D, Azure Cosmos DB, as the correct answer. It is a globally distributed multi-model NoSQL database service that provides single-digit millisecond latency guarantees for both reads and writes, while also providing automatic scalability and global replication while supporting multiple APIs like NoSQL, MongoDB, Cassandra, Gremlin. In question number 59, we need to identify the Azure service that combines a scalable, high-performance SQL Server-based relational data warehouse with the flexibility of a data lake and open-source Apache Spark. Options are Azure Databricks, Azure HD Insight, Azure Stream Analytics, Azure Synapse Analytics. Now, folks, Azure Synapse Analytics is Microsoft's unified analytics platform that brings together SQL pools, Apache Spark pools, and data lake integration. Azure Databricks is Apache Spark based analytics, but not a SQL Server based relational data warehouse. Azure HD Insight is a managed open source analytics cluster, and Azure Stream Analytics provides real-time stream processing. 60th question of the series is another fill in the blanks type where we are identifying a database object that is associated with a table and sorts data based on the key values. Your options are a clustered index, a file table, a foreign key, a stored procedure. Now, folks, a clustered index determines the physical order of data in a table based on the index key. Because of this, the rows in the table are stored and sorted according to the clustered index key values. File table is used to store files and documents in SQL Server. Foreign key enforces relationships between tables, and stored procedures is a saved set of SQL statements, not an index or sorting mechanism. So friends, that's all for this part of the series. I'll see you soon in further parts of our Azure Data Fundamentals Ultimate course. Now, if you are someone who has not watched the previous parts of the series yet, then make sure to go through them as well. Link to the playlist is available in the description section of the video. I'm sure you will gain a lot if you go through the other parts of the playlist as well.